Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. It's us, Jill and Tony.
That's right.
And
this is I'm Right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova. Just me. I'm always Anthony Cordova. Always.
Not always.
That's who I am on this show. Anthony Cordova. That's it.
That's not always who you are, though.
That is who I am.
That's not true.
Anyway,
I see Sam.
Anyway, Sam, I am. And
Hey,
Dave,
hey.
hey, y'all.
They just celebrated their 100th episode.
Cool.
And it was fun
cool.
to appear and talk to them about that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool. So we wish you all the best of luck taking your show to YouTube. Cool.
That's right.
And there's Chris Rossetti.
Hi,
Chris. I meant to make your show today, but I didn't.
You were doing a bunch of stuff today. Yeah.
Yeah, so didn't make it. Sorry.
There's always the
but
replay.
Still a great show, yes. There's always a replay.
That's right.
So what's going on, Jill? It's a Wednesday night.
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Okay, let's do that.
Tonight's episode is about that coveted relationship status on certain social media platforms or in real life.
Yeah, I like to go with real life.
I wanted to talk about
Not
that because
social media isn't real life.
Well, it depends on who you follow.
I guess
whether it's real life or not.
I guess so.
That's right.
All right. So
I wanted to talk about this because I've noticed that some people, if you have a relationship status of married, that doesn't seem to matter to other people.
What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
That if they see on your status that you have, not only are you married, if you list yourself as married, but you actually show pictures of your spouse.
Yeah.
It makes them want to try to get you even more.
Try to get you? Or like to try to break up your marriage or your relationship? I don't understand.
Well, see, that's the thing. I've heard from other people. Now this, some people will send you direct messages like, flirting with you. And then when you say you're married, they'll say all the better. Because they just want to hook up. So they're not trying to break up your marriage. They just want to hook up. And whatever happens with your marriage, that's on you.
So they just want to hook up with a married person.
Correct. Okay. And that really bothers me. And I know that some, if we're talking about social media, I know that some social media platforms that the direct messages have become exactly that. People think it's a dating app. But
it's like the hookup spot?
Certain apps, yes. Certain social media platforms, yes. Yes. But what I'm disturbed by as well is that some people have decided that LinkedIn, the professional network, where you're just supposed to be professional and you're not supposed to, post what you ate today or where you went or any of those things. Some people think it's that platform. They are trying to turn it into that platform. But LinkedIn, to their credit, are much better at like you can block people, of course, but LinkedIn is much better about making sure that they stay blocked.
Okay. Oh, all righty. And
Chris says, my status, I'm happily serving a 36 years to life marriage sentence.
And that's fabulous, Chris. We're happy to hear that no one is trying to break up your marriage or getting in the middle of your relationship.
Yes, I just don't understand people who that's a turn on to them. I guess somebody that I know would do that to other people. I asked him, why do you do that? Like, and he was married. Like, why do you do that? And he's like, well, that way, my wife isn't home all the time and I get lonely. And that way I know that that they have commitments too, so they're not around me all the time. They can't be as clingy.
Yeah, they don't want a commitment. They just want to hook up, get some
Then why
sex
be
on, and move
married?
on.
Then why be married?
Well, but Jill, people have, and I believe we discussed this on this show before. People have different definitions of what their relationship is. It used to people used to say, "Oh, well, I have an open marriage," which means that each person is free to have sexual relations with other
I'm about
people.
ready to fall off this chair.
Don't do that,
I try
Jill.
not to.
What's
Keep
going
going.
on
Keep
down
talking.
there?
Okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Jill is taking off shoes and socks and who knows what else. Uh.
Trying to get comfortable.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, I mean, but really, Jill, what if you know the said people we're talking about do have an open marriage? I mean, isn't that up to them?
Well, it's been my observation that if you ask someone who does these kinds of things,
Hmm.
and if they're married, chances are their spouse does not know. They might suspect, but I guess they haven't found the evidence yet.
Hmm. But
So
I
it's
don't
like
know.
it's like a game of not the thrill of not getting caught or possibly getting caught. I don't know. It's disturbing to me.
Well, I do agree with you. If
And if they are in an open marriage, then let that be on them. Don't try to make that for me.
yeah, yeah, the problem comes in is when one partner is in an open marriage and
And
the
the
other
other one
one
isn't.
isn't. That is the problem. But no, Jill, I do not want an open marriage. Never did want an open marriage
That's good.
with you or in a
Then you're
previous
then you're safe with
marriage.
me.
Yeah, I don't want that. That just
Like I said, to me
complicates
it just
things.
defeats the purpose of. I mean, some people say they get married for, to have benefits, to have health benefits that they can't get, if they're
Yeah.
not married to someone or something like that. Yes, I had
you
to
know.
correct myself when I said benefits. And
So,
hi, Stefan.
yeah, hey, what's up, Stefan? Hey, so are we just talking about, marriage, committed relationships, or are we talking about, relationship where, people say they're dating each other
Well,
exclusively, or,
if
what
we
is
go
it?
back to, posting your relationship status, people do it for all types of relationships. Like sometimes the status is they're in a relationship, and they don't define what that is, but they're in a
Hmm.
relationship, or they're engaged, or they're married, or they're
Yeah,
single, happily single.
yeah.
So I guess my point about relationship statuses in general is,
Hmm.
why do we need to tell that? Why do we have to tell everything about ourselves? Says
Why?
says
Oh, why does a
I was
person
gonna say,
have
what
to?
happened to your ring?
Why? Why does a person have to wear a wedding ring?
Not everybody
Why?
does.
Why?
Not everybody does.
And what if the wedding ring?
Some
Um,
people think that's antiquated to have a
but
ring.
but what if it? What if the wedding ring actually attracts people?
It does.
Yeah,
It does. I've had that
there's Dave.
too.
There's Dave now. Hi, Dave. What's
Hi,
up?
Dave.
We said hi to the both of you earlier.
Yes, we
So
did.
that's so yeah. So why wear a wedding ring if it doesn't matter? People
But
might
that's
come
what I'm
at you
saying.
either way.
That's true. That's true. I think rings are a symbol for the people who are in the relationship, but it should be a symbol to people who are not in your relationship. To like stay away if that's what they're thinking is going to happen.
Hmm.
I it's very. the reason I'm disturbed is because they try to make it a thing for me, and that really bothers me.
Well, Jill, I'm going to go way back to the days when I was single, way back. And I have never knowingly had a relationship with a married woman. Okay.
Knowingly?
Knowingly. I never knowingly did. However, there was one time I met this woman and I was really uh, physically attracted to her. Okay?
Mhm.
It's a long time ago. And I met her and her sister at the same time, and I was friends with her sister. I didn't meet them at the same time, but on this occasion, we were all at someplace together. Okay, I knew the sister already. And I was listening to this woman, and she wasn't talking like a married woman. She was talking more like a single woman. So I said, well, let me find out for sure because, again, there was no ring on her finger. There was no ring on my finger. So I asked her, I said, are you married? She said, yes, I am. And then I followed up with another question.
There's something
There's a
flying
fruit
around.
fly buzzing around us. Anyway, so I asked her the next question. And that question was, are you happily married?
So that mattered to you?
At that time, because she was really attractive. And, I may have, I may have had been willing to break my rule of don't sleep with any married women for her, and um, she couldn't answer that question.
Then that is an answer.
Yeah, so she couldn't.
When you can't answer that question, that's an answer too.
Yeah, she couldn't. She couldn't answer that question. And then later, I found out that she had another side dude on the side
Oh, so she was
already.
trying to figure out if she needed two. That's what she was. That was the hesitation.
But no, we never did have any type of relationship at all. After that, that's nothing. But it's amazing, through the years, and like I said, I never knowingly dated a married woman, but I had been out with this other woman for several dates, and just dates, no physical anything, just dates, getting to know each other. And after about a month or so, she says, "Hey, that guy that answers the phone, when you call and ask for me." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, he's a nice dude." "Yeah, that's my husband." Yeah, right. And this woman was a model, so I guess her husband was used to in her business with photographers and all that, of guys always calling, and yeah, he was cool. I mean, I used to pick her up at her house.
When he was there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And yeah, so once she told me, I had to end that relationship.
So they were in an open marriage and they both knew.
I don't think they were.
But if you're calling asking for his wife and you pick her up when he is there,
I think she explained it. Maybe, oh, I got a photo shoot I have to do. I got
and they're coming to her house to pick her up. I think he was in one too, or just didn't care.
I don't know. I don't know. And it turns out the woman that was friends with this woman. Um, she was married also. That I met this other woman first, and she introduced me to the model, right? And she told me she was married from the start, and we weren't dating or anything. We were just friends, you know. So and then she started hitting on me, and I was like, ah, no, 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 no. And she would call my house, my apartment. That's how you know it was a long time ago because I lived in an apartment, and she would call me. She was like, "Hey, Tony, what you doing?"
Like whispering?
I'm just yeah. I'm like, I'm just
You didn't say,
chilling.
"Why are
I'm
you
just
whispering?"
chilling. Yeah. She said, uh, "Are you going to the club tonight?" Because there was a club down the street from my apartment. So on the weekend, I would go there and dance, and I knew all the bartenders and all. Are you going to the club tonight? Yeah, I'm going down to the club. Yeah. Uh, I might be there. My husband's coming. I gotta go. Click. And she would call my house like at all hours doing that same thing. Oh, my husband's in the backyard with the kids. So I can talk for a little bit. And then my husband's coming. I gotta go. Click. That would happen all the time until I finally look. Stop calling me.
I was gonna say, why did you let that go on?
It was amusing, actually. It
Oh.
was pretty funny. I got a big laugh out of it every time she hung up on me. My husband's gone. I gotta go. I gotta go. Click. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well,
So,
some people have thought, well, twice in my life, some people have thought I was the mistress,
oh, were you?
not knowingly,
Oh,
no.
see, you're saying the same thing I
So
was saying.
so the first time I was only in high school, and the guy is was actually my friend, and he did spend a lot of time at my house, but we were friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew he was dating her. And one day my mom and I were at Dairy Queen, and she saw us
Mm-hmm.
and circled around the restaurant and pulled up right, Dairy Queen has all glass, and she pulled up right to it, and she was just looking at me like this. And mom's looking at me, I'm looking at her like, what?
Yeah.
And
Why were you trying to steal her man?
I was not trying to steal him. I didn't steal him. And so the next time I saw him, I was like, did your girlfriend say anything about seeing me? And he's like, no, why? Where'd she see you? And I told him the
Mm-hmm.
situation, because I was 16, she was 20 something,
Uh-huh.
and she was
Uh-huh.
acting like she was going to beat me up or cut me or something or
She
run me
probably
over
was
with her
gonna cut you
car.
if your mama wasn't there.
Well, he
Yeah.
said, I'll talk to her, and I guess he did, because I don't know what he said, but
She
next
backed
time she
off.
saw me, she wouldn't look at me. She wouldn't like go.
Ah.
She got nowhere close to me.
Okay.
So, but the second time, I was he. Well, this is a relationship status too, where you're separated and you tell people you're getting a divorce, but the divorce has not gone through. You're just officially separated.
Yeah.
So I thought that was as good as single to me,
Okay.
and dated him for 2 years before I found out he really has a wife and they were separated, but they had no plans to get divorced.
Okay.
And it came out because I thought it was odd that he kept asking me, was I going to we worked together, and he was asking me, was I going to a colleague's baby shower? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Probably because his wife was going to be there
And
too.
she was. She was. So, but I didn't show up because I don't really like baby showers.
Okay.
And I wasn't that close to the colleague. I gave a gift, and I didn't feel like I had to be there. But
Okay. Cool.
later people told me, I was at a dinner party with him
Mm-hmm.
at another couple's house, but I got there before he did.
Mm-hmm.
And the hostess was like, "Why are you dating a married man?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she was at the baby shower,
Mm-hmm.
and she, had taken pictures because she didn't think I would believe her, but I believed
Ah.
her. So I was like, "Oh." So that was the worst dinner for him. It was like the Last Supper for him.
So were they really separated?
Technically, yes. In reality, no.
Okay. All
And they're
righty.
still married as far as I
Oh,
know.
then they weren't
They
separated.
weren't, yeah,
Yeah.
they lived in different places, but
Uh-huh.
they were very much still together.
Okay. Okay. I see we got Frankie J in the audience
Oh,
and
and
really
Frankie J
Charlie.
wrote a
These
comment saying that he's considered polygamy. And then he
polygamy.
says, LOL. Just kidding. So see how I paused there? Because I was gonna let everybody let that sink in first.
Okay. Yeah, I met a guy. I met a guy. And anyway, I met this guy. It was a group of us, group of guys, and I met this one guy, and he started talking about, and I wasn't in the conversation at first, but he started talking so loud I couldn't not
Ignore
hear
him.
it. Yeah. So um he's saying, I don't care what you guys tell me. I don't care. I'm gonna marry her. And they're telling him, no, you're not going to marry her. No, don't marry her. I love her. I love her. I'm going to marry her. And I don't care I'm going to marry her this week. And they're saying, no, don't marry her. Now, I don't know the story, right? I don't know the story. I don't know what's going
And
on.
do guys do that? Do guys tell people not their friends not to get married
Maybe, maybe
to
not.
that
I don't know.
specific
I don't
person?
know. But this is a different kind of story.
Okay.
Okay, so he's going on and on. And I'm like, what's going on? Why don't, the guys that really know him well, why don't they want him to get married? And then they finally say it. You're already married. You can't marry somebody else while you're married. I don't care. I love her. I love her and I'm going to marry her.
But not divorce his current wife.
Correct.
Interesting.
And these two women lived in the same town. Small town. Small town. I'm not talking about like a big city. I'm talking about a small town where everybody knows everybody.
So did the
And
two women know that they were both seeing him?
uh probably
Probably.
probably but he just didn't want to divorce the first woman because he said that was going to cost.
Oh. Oh.
And he didn't
So
want
if it
to.
didn't cost anything, he would do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably. He says, yeah,
goodness.
it costs. He was like, yeah, it costs, such and such to get a divorce, and it only costs, a few dollars to get married. And he said, I don't care. I love the other woman, so I'm gonna marry her. I don't care what y'all tell me. And
Do
I
you
don't
know if
know
he
what
ever
I
did?
don't know whether he did it or not, but he was set on because everybody it got to where it was like a fight because everybody was telling him don't do it, and he was like, you guys don't support me, you don't. You guys never support me in what I do and all of that. So, but yeah, he was dead set on marrying this other woman when he was already married. But and and this was a long time ago, but it wasn't, in the big picture. Maybe that was, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago. I don't know.
Well, we
But
have another comment from Frankie J. He says, I've been married, second marriage since 2016, haven't been with her on any level since 2019, and that was with two separations before the final boot out the door for her. Too expensive to divorce. Not getting married again anyway.
too
Uh-huh.
expensive
Never
to
say never though, Frankie
divorce.
J.
So
Never
does
say
that
never.
mean
I
you
said I
never
wasn't
did?
getting married again either,
Does
but
that
here I
mean
am.
does that mean Frankie J never did divorce her? He said it's too expensive to get divorced.
Oh. Good
Yeah.
question.
Does that mean you're estranged from the last wife?
He just says never when I said never say never. He says not divorced yet.
Oh yeah. See, so
Cheaper to keep
that
her.
is right. Yeah. Oh.
My
Well,
my ex husband thought it
I know
was cheaper
Frankie
to
J.
stay together.
I know Frankie J lives in New York State. And New
Buffalo.
York, yeah, and New York State has like the strictest
Oh.
divorce law. Oh, you even know that, Jill. Um,
Well, I lived in New Jersey.
but they told you don't get divorced in New York, right?
Well, why would I? I was in New Jersey.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, New York,
And it was very easy for me to get a divorce in New Jersey.
yeah, New York, you get divorced in New York,
And
you're going to have a rough road.
well, I must say that when I got divorced in New Jersey, the judge was trying to get me to say I wanted something from my ex.
Hmm.
Anything, something. I'm like, I do not want to hear from him ever again.
Yeah,
I
just
don't want to have
bye.
him. Yes, I don't want anything but my maiden name back.
Cool.
So,
Bye.
but yeah, my ex husband thought it was cheaper to stay together, but actually, it didn't cost him anything because he didn't even show up for the divorce hearing.
Hmm.
So, and he's lucky I didn't want anything from him.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's
Except
cool.
away. I wanted to run away, escape, freedom.
I understand, but I'm never leaving you, Jill.
I'm never leaving you either, but for different reasons. And we haven't said hi to Charlie yet. Charlie's here.
I did say hi to
Oh,
Charlie.
you did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, Frankie says, I even changed my name legally while I'm still married. She doesn't know my new name.
That's messed up. No, that's pretty
Hilarious.
good. Yeah, Frankie, you gave us a good laugh. That is pretty good.
That's hilarious.
You know,
Oh my goodness.
Wow. She ain't finding me.
Not finding me.
And probably
It's a good thing she's not a journalist, though, because she could try.
If she happened to bump into Frankie J at like the grocery store, she'd be like, Frankie, and he would act like he didn't hear. Frankie, why aren't you talking to me? Frankie, I'm not Frankie.
And then she would
Yes,
say,
you are.
there's a guy
I
that
was
looks
married
just
to you.
like Frankie.
She's gonna say, I was married to you. I know who you are. No, ma'am. I'm not him. Look. I'll even show you my driver's license. I'm not him. Everybody has a doppelganger. He's probably
true.
run into her a couple of times. No,
That's not me. I'm sorry, ma'am. He says, all true. And I wrote a book with the pen name.
Yeah, congratulations.
And Charlie says, let us be free.
And congratulations on completing your book, Frankie J.
Yes. I always applaud people who reach that milestone. 'Cause, that's hilarious, though.
Ooh, yeah, change that
Funny.
name,
I
pen
think
name
that's the
on
funniest thing I've heard in a while.
I don't want you to find me. No. Wow.
And he says, thanks.
You're welcome. Oh, gee. That's pretty good, though.
That's pretty good. I never thought about doing that.
Yeah. Wow. Man. Change your name. I didn't think of
I
that,
didn't think about that. But you remember that time that you and I I think we were traveling.
We were in Dublin, Georgia.
So you know the story I'm about to tell.
We were in Dublin, Georgia.
Yes, and we had stopped to get something to eat, and a woman came in, and she thought I was her son's fiance. but she saw that I had a ring on and she saw Tony's ring and was like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "That's my husband." "You're what?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, do we know each other?" "Yes,
Yes.
I'm your fiance's husband." Like, I mean, fiance's mother. Like, No, ma'am,
No.
I don't know who you think I am, but that's not who I am." And she
She,
had originally gotten her order to go, I believe, but she sat there and watched us.
yeah, she never did believe you. She didn't
Nope.
believe you. So
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 I
her
felt sorry for the actual woman that
yeah, the future wife, the daughter-in-law probably caught hell
yes.
from this woman
Yes,
because
probably.
she weren't believing it.
Nope. She was bold right there with her husband.
But but like I said, they say everyone has a doppelganger.
I think I have
So
several.
check this out. This is within our own family. So, but on Jill's side, or not Jill's side, it's what's the guy's name that I look like?
Oh, his name is JJ?
JJ. So there's this
John
guy.
Jr. JJ.
So this guy, uh, and she is like a in-law to.
She married into my family. She's my aunt,
Yeah,
and
it's
he's her sister's son, so he's her nephew.
okay. Yeah. So we went to a Thanksgiving celebration, and this old woman walks up to me, and she is pissed. She is pissed. She is reading me the riot act. "What's wrong with you? Why won't you speak to me? Why do you act like you don't know me? Why? Why?" And she is pissed,
And this is
right?
JJ's mother.
So JJ's mother thought I was JJ. That's how much we look alike.
You all really
His
do.
mother
You really
thought I
do.
was JJ and just giving me the riot act because I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not JJ. "Why are you trying to act like you're not my son? You are JJ. I know you. I gave birth to you." No, ma'am. I'm sorry. No, I'm Tony. I'm not. I'm not. Are you sure? We had to get other people to tell her that I was not her
And didn't
son.
JJ eventually show up?
No, I still haven't met JJ.
Oh, you weren't. Oh,
Yeah, so
well, this
I've seen a
weekend,
picture of JJ. JJ's
you,
taller than me though.
yeah,
I'm like
he's over
5'10".
he's over
He's like,
6 feet,
yeah, but
and he lives in Georgia too. So maybe we can get you all together. In fact, just a weekend or two ago, his mother turned 80, and he had invited us to the party, but it was going to be in
in
Kentucky, so we
Kentucky,
couldn't
yeah.
go. But I wish we could have, so that would have really messed with her to see both of you there. She would have thought she was seeing double. But you all
But
two, you really do look alike, except he's several decades younger than you.
yeah, and I've seen back when I used to drive truck. Now this was scary. This was scary. Back when I used to drive truck, I was in New York on I-95 headed north. So I was going towards Connecticut. Actually, I was in Connecticut. So I had crossed from New York into Connecticut. And I'm going north. And I'm in the right lane and I'm driving my truck. I'm driving my truck. And this truck starts, inching up on me on my left. So well, no big deal. So he's coming up, he's coming up. And then when he gets next to me, he looks over at me and I look over at him
I
and
know
we
this story.
both did the same thing. I said, "You look just like me." And he said, "You look just like me." And he shook his head and was like, "Oh, heck no." He stepped on the gas and took off. Never saw that, scared him to death. So many people I've seen that looked just like me, like look alike.
That's true. We're getting
Um,
lots of comments from before and now. from before when we were talking about Frankie J changing his name. He says, if you ever have a few weeks,
A
a
few
few
weeks.
weeks, I can tell you even more stories. Takes work, paperwork, judge, Social Security, DMV, doctors, health insurance. Changing all of that sucks. But yeah, I understand that because anytime a woman changes her name, we have to go through all of that
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
that's why this time I was like, I am hyphenating it. There we go.
We
Charlie says, I have a twin. I have several out there apparently because a lot of
that
people
look
think I
just
look like somebody else.
yeah.
And then Frankie was also saying she would go nuts also because he has a Harley. I
All
bought a
right.
Harley because she wasn't and hasn't had access to my piggy bank. If she saw the Harley, she would have a mental breakdown. Oh, boys, what? Boys rule and girls drool. What? Um, uh, Charlie says, you could have told JJ's mother, ma'am, I'm Tony the man all about love.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
then Frankie says Breaker 19 radio check. And then Frankie J also says he's told he looks like Bruce Willis.
Somebody's lying to you, Frankie.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. I've been in Frankie J's show. I know what Frankie J looks like.
But maybe well not Bruce Willis now, I'm sure.
And
That's
I
not
look,
what he means.
and I look like Clint Eastwood.
Anyway.
Hey, I was. Oh,
But you do get called people that you don't look anything alike.
Yeah. But there's some people
Like you
I
don't
do.
look like Spike Lee.
No, I don't look like Spike
You
Lee.
don't look like Spike Lee.
Yeah, definitely don't. And that is something. But well, no, who was it?
And he also gets Vince Vaughn. I could actually see that.
Okay.
You know who Vince Vaughn is?
Nope. Okay.
He's an actor in a lot of the
Which movies where was he
in a lot of the romantic comedies with Jennifer Aniston. He's really tall. You've definitely seen him. He's in a lot of the romantic comedies that we watch, the older ones.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I'll show you after the show.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. That's cool. So, but yeah, I was gonna tell another story about some. Oh, I remember. I was in El Paso, Texas. Now check this out. Now this really freaked me out. I was in El Paso, Texas, and I was in a store, and I looked over, and there was this guy that looked kind of like me. You know, he looked like he could be my brother, and almost a twin brother, but you could see some difference, right? And then this little girl comes up to him and says, "Daddy, Daddy." And the girl looked like my daughter.
Oh boy.
So he looked like me and his daughter looked like my daughter. That really freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, we must be related or something, but I didn't ask him.
Wow.
I didn't ask him.
So Charlie and Frankie J are helping you out about who Vince Vaughn is. He was in Wedding Crashers. He was in Dodgeball. Ring a bell. And then Frankie
Yeah.
Frankie J says something about looks like Denzel Washington in the movie The Hurricane. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, I look just like Denzel.
No. No.
Yeah, I look like Denzel. I look like Wesley Snipes.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
Next, you'll be saying you look like The Rock.
I know. Well, I look like.
No, you got the eye thing right.
I look more like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, that's it. I'll be back. Yeah, that's it.
No, that's not it.
That's it. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's not it.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's not it.
All I need is a wig or,
No,
something.
no.
I don't need the muscles.
You need the muscles.
I don't need the I got the muscles. I don't need the muscles. I got that.
Oh my
It's a,
goodness.
but it's amazing. Some of the times people would walk up to me and say, "You look just like." I'm like, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah, usually the people they say are
Yeah.
weird. I do. You get common a lot,
Yeah, I
but
get comment a
and I
lot. We
and I
look a
can see
little
that. I
we
think
look a little alike,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But you really JJ is probably the one that comes closest to looking like you. I don't
Okay.
know who could. None of the people say I look like. I don't think I look like. So like people used to tell me I look like Stephanie Mills, and I'm like, why? Because we're the same height. And they're like, no.
Yeah, you two don't look alike.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, getting back to the topic, what
Of
was
relationship
relationship
statuses.
statuses? Yeah, so um, I don't know.
So
Do,
to answer my own question of do they matter? I think it matters to the people who post them or who wear rings or all of that. It matters to the people who are in the relationship. But apparently it also matters to people who are looking for that exact thing.
mm-hmm. No, I have not not since we've been married,
Good start to
but
your sentence.
before, um, I have met women that did just seek out married men.
Oh, it's happened since we've been married.
No, it hasn't.
It's happened.
No, it hasn't. No,
Yes, it has.
no one that has approached me and said, and I say, hey, but I'm married. And they would be like, oh, I don't care. I look for married men. So, no, nothing like that has happened since we've been married.
That you're aware of, because you don't know when half the time when people are flirting with you, so you don't know.
Yeah, but then but I'm talking about the people that were blatant about it and say, yeah, like a woman that would walk up and say, yeah, I don't care if you're married. No, that has not happened to me since we have been married.
Well, maybe they didn't say those words, but
What words? What words would they need to say in order for me to know
Well,
that a
apparently they
woman
have to
wanted to
be
have a
blatant with it.
relationship with me while we are married?
Apparently they have to be blatant with it. But when women start asking married men, are you happily, the same thing you were asking the woman that you thought was attractive, are you happily married?
No one has asked me, am I happily married since we have been married? Everyone knows I'm happily married.
And yet some still try. I know this.
I don't know this.
I do.
I don't.
And I guess it's important that I know.
I don't know.
Hi, Frankie J.
I don't know.
Hi, you two. I didn't mean to take over the show, but you two are so much fun, and this is I just like to let loose and tell my story. And yeah, I have quite the story, and I'm a good person. I just have that that comedy movie look. I'm like Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Nothing goes right for me, and it's hilarious now. And you know what I do? I just live the best life I can, and just understand that yes, I'm still married, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form looking for another relationship. So I'm kind of waiting it out to see. It's like the Mexican standoff, Like I'm waiting to see if she pulls the trigger, and I will gladly sign. And what I found out, in all seriousness, is because I'm in New York State, and you brought up New York State, and that's why I wanted to come up. I would have to divorce her in New York State, in the county that I married her in. However, if she's in another state, I would also have to divorce her where she resides.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
goodness.
Okay.
So it would be like a double divorce, if that makes any sense.
So she's not in New York State anymore.
No, I have no clue where she
Oh,
is.
wow.
And that's okay. Um,
Here's the
I
question.
sure.
What if okay, you've changed your name. She doesn't know
Yes.
whether you exist or not anymore. Let's
She
just
knows I
assume that.
exist. She
She
just doesn't
does?
know my yeah. She just doesn't know my new name.
Well, I wonder if well, maybe she thinks well, if he changed his name, maybe I could just get married again. Maybe she's married now.
Well, you know what? There are stipulations. I research a lot because I'm out of work permanently, unfortunately.
Oh,
But what happens is if I'm making valid attempts to try to find her or locate her, and I cannot to serve her with divorce papers, you can go to court and request that the judge grant that divorce
Oh yeah,
based on the
yeah.
grounds that you cannot find this person, which clearly shows that they're in no way, shape, or form interested in cooperating. Because
Hmm.
New York State's no fault. You don't have to have a reason to get divorced.
Right, right,
So,
right.
but I don't want to have to pay double. See, I would have to pay attorney fees to be represented in New York State, but then when you cross state lines, they have their rules, regulations, policies, whatever you want to call them, in place as far as divorce is concerned. And other states do have rules where you have to have a valid reason to get married,
Oh,
and it has to be approved
a valid
by a
reason
judge.
to get married or a valid
No,
reason
it's
to
a
get
divorce.
divorced?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. And most judges will send the couple to therapy first
Yeah,
before
that's
granting a
how yeah.
divorce.
That's how Georgia
So
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in a pickle, and it's one of those things that's kind of comical, but at the same time, I always wonder when I hear that knock at the door if it's her trying to come back, and I have it all planned
Oh.
out on how I'm gonna close the door. It's gonna be with my left hand so that I can have the taekwondo stick in my right hand, and it'll be all planned out very strategically like a Navy SEAL.
I say if she knocks on the door, just run. Just run. Run. Just
Yeah.
keep on running. Just keep on running. Leave
Oh,
her in the dust.
she was born and raised in Queens, New York, so she's sassy, and
She's
she's
tough.
8 years
She's a tough
older than
girl.
me.
She's a tough
Oh,
girl.
yeah, I used to call her man hands. She had really strong hands. Like her handshake was ridiculous. Her hands were big. She wore a size large glove, and I used to call
What
her man hands.
what size shoe did she wear?
Oh, Lord.
Woman size, actually a woman's size 8.
Size okay, that's
That's
not bad.
She had
average.
cute
Yeah,
feet,
yeah,
actually. She's
that's
really
not bad.
pretty,
I
really
thought
pretty
you were going to
woman.
tell me she wore like a 14
Yeah, custom
extra
order like
wide.
Andre the Giant. She needs custom order brain surgery, but no, she's actually a very beautiful woman, despite the man hands. So I always like tried to like figure out ways to keep her hands like in her pockets, or I would try to
Yeah,
hide them.
I don't want to see the hands.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yes,
No, but she was a massage therapist, and she did a massage on me
yes.
one time, and it like I couldn't move for a week. She bruised me. I was like, "Why are you squeezing my rib cage in half? I don't feel like that's a massage." I'm
well,
like, "What are you
well,
doing?"
well, I dated a physical therapist one time that and her specialty was massage, and she had really
Yeah,
strong hands. They
did
weren't
it
big
hurt?
man hands though, but they were strong. And but see, I personally like deep tissue
I do
massage,
not.
and
I
You
do
know
not.
what?
and those
I wish I
those are the
did.
things that are painful, but it like hurts so
Oh,
good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I tried to play the
you
song
know?
while I was getting the massage, and it just wasn't jiving, and I couldn't handle it. I was in firefighter boot camp at the time, and I'd come home after lugging around 80 pounds of gear all day, and she would attempt to give me a massage, and I would be in tears, screaming, and she would make fun of me. And I'm like, listen, you're making fun of me, but you got hands that are bigger than Andre the Giant. So who are you picking on? And I mean, I couldn't believe how strong her hands were. It was unbelievable. She could crush a
Wow.
can like a Campbell's soup can.
No, not a beer can or a soda can. Campbell Soup
No,
just crush it.
no, I fear
Wow.
her.
She could
Very
probably like
strong.
crush a galvanized trash can. Like,
I watched her eat glass one time, and that's when I'm like, I gotta
Oh.
get her out of here.
hey, you are I
I'm just kidding.
no, 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 no. On the serious tip, I knew a guy
Yeah.
that ate
Yeah,
glass.
you told us
Yeah,
about
I
that.
told you, yeah, for real. He
Oh,
would
was it
eat
one of those
glass.
strange addictions where people eat mattresses and have relationships with car mufflers?
No, he would do it to
To scare
intimidate
people.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Intimidate people. Yeah, yeah. So he
Oh,
did
jeez.
like to fight. He did like to fight, but like when he would say, but that night I didn't feel like fighting, and I was having a good time, and this guy was trying to pick a fight with me,
Yeah,
so I bit a glass and chewed it up and ate it,
try to
and he
scare them.
didn't he
Yeah,
didn't mess with
Mm,
me anymore.
mm.
So
yeah. And you spent next 2 weeks wondering if his insides were all cut up. But
no, no, they
they
weren't.
actually
Like I said, he's
really.
done it many
Oh,
times. He said the trick was you have to
no kidding.
chew it until
That's
it's like
crazy.
a powder. Yeah, chew it
But
till like it's a powder,
but
and then
but aren't you
swallow it.
cutting
Okay.
yourself while you're doing that?
Oh,
No,
get rid of
no.
the
He
shards.
said he only cut his lip once,
Mm.
and he had done it when I met him. He had
Well,
done
that's
it
it.
like 10 times already.
You two are so much fun. This is great.
Well, thanks.
I
Wait,
I haven't seen
well,
Gilmore
I feel like
Girls.
we
Who are
could
you
all sit
talking
around for
about for
hours.
that show?
Oh, that show Gilmore Girls from the '90s. The mother and daughter. She was divorced, and they moved to
Yeah,
this
you
little
know the
small
Gilmore
town.
Girls, Jill.
And it's
I've
like
never
a
seen it.
comedy
Really?
drama.
He said I look like
It's
somebody on the Gilmore
wow.
Girls. I'm
Oh.
trying to
No,
understand who.
I said you remind me of somebody that would be a good cast member on
Oh.
that show
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
because you're bubbly and vivacious and funny and
I,
stuff. You would fit that
but
Well,
that
thank
show.
you.
Frankie J, maybe you
You're
need to
welcome.
move to Atlanta. Atlanta's a movie town.
Yeah,
And
you
and
think I
there's
could make it in the movies?
yeah, you could probably get in as being an extra.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Or
you have
double,
that
one of
even.
look.
those.
Yeah, yeah, extra
Yeah.
or a double.
Or
Yeah,
double.
And then, once they use you, if they use you like 2 or 3 times and you get your
right.
credits in the movie or the show, then you're on. Then once you have 2 or 3 credits, then when they're looking for a certain type, a certain look, they just call you.
But
And
that's after the strike.
yeah, we're not talking. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not talking about during the
I
strike.
was
You
just
know,
watching.
you
That's
don't
good
want
you
to do it
mentioned
I
the
during the
was
strike.
like,
strike.
there's a strike right now.
I was just watching a documentary on the 1987 NFL football strike where they had the replacement players come in the scabs, and
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
actually had season tickets during that year for the Buffalo Bills, and it was very interesting to say the least. That would be
I'm
another show
sure.
altogether. But I've had a lot of crazy experiences in my life. I'm 45 on Monday, and
Oh,
Happy
happy early birthday.
birthday!
I thank you. I appreciate that. And my book is releasing on my son's birthday, which is October 5th. So
Cool.
I'm trying to use the birthday thing right now. So yeah, I got quite a story, quite a history, but I've learned to be very humble about it and accept the fact that I just had a lot of wacky things happen
Mm.
and chalk it up as laugh or cry, and I choose to laugh.
Yeah, people have been trying to get me for years to write a book about all of my years on the road. Not
On the
gonna
road
do
again.
it. Not gonna do it. Ain't
You know what I
happening.
did, Anthony? I journal a lot. I had been involved with very very extensive mental health therapy and counseling and different versions of this and that, and I got into the habit of journaling. And what I did one day is I'm like, I'm journaling. Why don't I just like turn this into a book? And I did, and it took a couple years, and I finally finished it.
Cool.
And
What's the name of
yeah,
it? Or can you
it's
say?
called. Oh no, I can say it's called Families, with the last word in that word being lies. So family lies.
Oh,
It's
that's
the
clever.
story. Yeah, it's the story about me surviving a very toxic domestic violence ridden family life, and being able to keep hope and come out at the end where I'm at now,
Yeah.
with being
Good.
able to finish the book and surviving it. And basically the book is to encourage people to realize, A, they're not alone, and B, it's not a competition. There's My trauma is not worse than your trauma. Trauma is trauma, and I advocate for people that live in horrific, abusive environments with no recourse or no resources at their fingertips to
Right.
escape it. And for me, I survived. I'm a survivor, really, and I wrote a book about it.
Cool.
That's
Cool.
excellent.
Are you
And I
having
bet that was therapeutic for you too.
are you having a
Oh
book
yeah.
signing?
It's great that you asked that. Yes, I been in contact with my local Barnes and Noble, and for me, the town I live in, it's a town where everybody knows me. I've been here 44 years of my 45. I've worked for the highway department.
Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
We lost you, Frankie.
Are you still there? He's still on the stage.
Yep, but he just cut off. But anyway, it's almost like good timing because it's about time for us to end the show, So
Yep.
so we should end the show. It's what we should do.
Other
That's
side.
oh,
There
there
we
he
go.
is.
Books.
You went
And
out
I
for a
was.
bit.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry. Is that better now?
we hear
Yeah,
you
now we
now.
hear you.
Yeah, I wanted to implement the option here on Fireside as one of the show styles. You can do a book launch party,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do that live if I can inside Barnes and Noble, to be able to invite friends that aren't here in Buffalo, and I want to make it an event. I'm very proud of it. And 10 years ago, if you would have asked me would I complete a book, I wouldn't be able to breathe. I'd be laughing so hard.
Right, right.
Well,
Oh, well,
congratulations.
that's great, Frankie
Thank
J. And I
you.
see
I won't
Arlene
take up.
just.
Let me jump off your stage because I've already hijacked your show, and I do apologize for that. And you two are
No,
just so much fun.
Yeah, we're
So
good.
you were right on topic.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but we are
I'll
getting
jump
ready to
down
end the
and
show.
I will stare.
All
Thank
right,
you
And
thanks
we
guys.
for
do want to
coming
say
on.
hi to Arlene. Hi,
Hi,
Arlene.
Arlene.
Hi.
We haven't talked
One, I
in a
know, and
while.
one day I will join your show live. I'm just lately I've just been going to sleep and getting up just in time for my show, but I do plan to make my sleep better so that I can listen to your show live as well.
Yeah, hey, but look at our audience. Our audience is like all creators.
We're all creators.
We're all creators here.
Gotta stick together.
Everybody's got a show, and most of us have been here for a while.
A while. Yes, we're the
So,
OGs now.
yeah, can you believe it? Never thought you'd become an OG on Fireside, but you are. All right. Well, we are going to end this show because
Yep.
it
It
is
is
right
time.
about 9 o'clock.
It
to
feels
get this
odd not to
done.
say how was your day is next.
Yeah, how is your day is not next. They should be in their, look, they're two timing. They're still in our show, and they're probably in their show on YouTube right now. So thanks for that. As usual, we love you all. We will check you out next week, the same day, same time, same bat station.
But different topic.
Yeah, different topic. Yeah. But we'll be sitting in the same seats, doing the same stuff.
We will.
Yes. So,
Well, thanks everybody. We love you all.
yes, we do love you all. We're going to turn the video off. Yes. Oh, you know what, Arlene? My niece, I think doesn't live too far from you now. She moved to Pennsylvania, just across the line, and well, she bought a lake house out there.
Yeah,
so,
she didn't move there.
So yeah, so we might have a reason to be up in your neck of the woods and meet up with y'all and have dinner.
That would be
and all
fun.
That would be a lot of fun. So we will check you out next time. I'm turning